㗎？
嗰啲番薯葉啊，好靚㗎。
哦，係喎，好多番薯葉啊！Today is October 25th. This is the last week of October. And right now I am preparing my annual bats for next year. So before I work the bats, the soil look like this. So it's very flat. So after I work it, it looks like this. So first, by airing the soil, by disturbing the soil, I bring in air and loosen the soil, and then I put a layer of cardboard. If I have compost, I'll put compost, plant debris, and then I'm using right now a handful of turkey trot. That's because my experience is that even though when I buy the soil that have cow manure or whatnot in it, it's still not enough to grow the plants. The vegetables don't grow big, so in the end I still have to add a lot of plant food to it. So right now I'm trying to incorporate it, and also this year, because I have ton of the free mulch, I'm also incorporating a layer of mulch on top of the soil, and then put one bag of new soil on top of it, because last year when we started the garden, actually this year when we started the garden this spring, we don't have enough soil on hand to build it, so we just use whatever we had. And also when I was digging up this soil, I noticed that all the cardboard that I put in this spring, they all gone, so the earthworm really like it. But when I dig into this soil, I noticed that actually there's not as much earthworms in it as in compared to my perennial beds. When it comes to perennials, I do the no-dig method. I just keep adding on top of it because you don't want to disturb the roots. 爸爸，你而家倒咗幾多級水泥啊？
倒咗幾級啦？哎呀，
幾多級啦
8級啦，
？8級啊，仲要倒幾多級啊？
仲有10級啊！
仲有10級要倒啊？
係啊。
啊，好大工程喎！